Hi, I'm Steve Cannella with Sports Illustrated. I'm here with Ted Keith. We're going into day 6 of the Major League Baseball postseason. Ted, so far the Red Sox, who have a chance to close things out today, along with the Pirates and the Dodgers, Red Sox seem to be the most dominant team, at least in their 2 games against the Rays. How have they done it? How have they made a very good pitching staff just look awful?
Well, it's what they've done all year. They see more pitches than just about any team. They have a deeper lineup than just about every team. They're getting contributions almost top to bottom. David Ortiz had 2 home runs against David Price in Game 2. And really the relentlessness with which they punish teams, I think, has been the most interesting aspect of this. You know, they fall behind 2-0 in Game 1, then put up 12 unanswered runs. That's not something you normally see in October. So this is what we saw from them all year long, and they're putting the lie to the fact that great pitching is always going to beat great hitting at this time of year, because so far it's been their offense that just really had the number of Tampa Bay's pitchers.
Yeah, they've just rolled the Rays through 2 games. It's not just in their series, though, that the Red Sox are really affecting the season. There's been a ripple effect from the Red Sox organization throughout the other series. They seem like they're taking over this postseason in some ways, don't they?
Yeah, if you look at the Dodgers series right now, who had the big go-ahead home run early in last night's game for them was Carl Crawford, a former Red Sox, who's been the best player in that series altogether. Hanley Ramirez, who was once in Boston's farm system. Adrian Gonzalez has had his share of big moments in that game as well, another part of that big trade that came over. So this speaks to really how well the Red Sox did in terms of identifying talent, acquiring talent, things like that, and then doing a good job being able to flip all those players, especially in that trade with the Dodgers last year, and yet still put together a team that had the best record in the American League this year. It's been, says a lot about not just Theo Epstein's regime, but Ben Cherington and the job he's done there continuing it.
Yeah, that's become a player development monster over there, and they're really just seems like they're taking over October. On the flip side is the Dodgers, who after they made that trade with the Red Sox last year and they got off to the slow start this year, people were saying this organization doesn't have much direction. They've got this bloated payroll. What's been the key in sort of getting them together? They look absolutely scary right now against the Braves. They look like they're scary not just for this October, but for many to come.
Yeah, this is a team that doesn't have Andre Ethier in the everyday lineup, doesn't have Matt Kemp in the everyday lineup, hasn't really had Matt Kemp much at all for 2 years now, basically. And they're 1 game away from getting back to the National League Championship Series. And again, I think it goes to shrewd moves in player acquisition. Yasiel Puig was a guy that was out there for almost any team to have if they wanted him. They got him for 7 years, $42 million, which looks like an absolute steal right now. Hyun-Jin Ryu got rocked last night a little bit, but he was a huge part of the reason why they got to the postseason. The effect that he's a number 3 pitcher on a team that has pitching to spare. Josh Beckett was another guy in that Red Sox trade. We haven't mentioned him. He's not really going to be a factor.
He's a throw-in. Right?
Yeah, exactly. He's not someone they even need to rely on. And sitting pretty in all this is Clayton Kershaw, who's just the ultimate backup plan. If they somehow lose Game 4 at home, they get Kershaw in Game 5 in Atlanta, where he already dominated the Braves in Game 1. So they've got great young talent in guys like Kershaw, even Kemp when he's back and healthy. Puig coming up through that pipeline. They've got perfect players in the middle of their careers who are primed, like Hanley Ramirez. Crawford has had a bounce back. And then they pick up some aging veterans here and there to help along the way. Skip Schumacher and Ellis and guys like that. So it's a really well-balanced team, I think, and giving every indication this could be not just this year playing well into October, but next couple of years too.
Yeah, Puig, not just the steal of last winter or 2 winters ago, Puig looks like he could be the best free agent signing of all time. Yeah. By the end of Monday, we could have 3/4 of the LCS matchup set. We'll see how things go.